Welcome to the rundown, man. What's up? What's going on?
What's going on, Doc?
All good?
You better know it. Slow motion.
As y'all see, we got this beautiful TV going on in the back. We'll have to use this a little bit. Go ahead and get into our rundown, which personally, I didn't know too much about this dude. I think Brad brought it to my attention. And actually, my wife, she didn't know too much about it. I think she saw the live chat him and his wife had, him apologizing or something like that. So I didn't.
Was she holding his hand in the video?
Yeah, I saw like a clip of it. I didn't really see it. So I'm not too familiar with Derrick Jaxn, but clearly he is a popular YouTuber. And I heard he write books and stuff like that that has pretty much kind of implied that he is, kind of has it all together, so to speak. And I actually just wanted to play this for a minute, just for those that don't know, maybe in the same boat as me, that don't really know who he is, to play a little bit of his one of his videos.
So I just had a conversation with an old friend of mine. I ain't talked to him in years, so when he reached out, I knew it had to be serious. He asked me what was my suggestion for getting his girl back. You know, admittedly, he had messed up. This was a real woman, bona fide, like keeper. And he let her go. And now he wants me to let him know what his next move should be. And the sad part is, all I could tell him was that it's time to move on. Like, it's over with. After he ran down everything, and I won't go into detail, but I will say this. There are a lot of guys in his position who are dealing with a real woman, maybe for the very first time, or that they recognized it, but they misjudge what stage she's in after a relationship falls out. Therefore, they misinterpret their chances for getting her back and when they should be putting forth a valid effort to try and get her back. You know, as men, we tend to see the world through our eyes,
Okay. I think I might have heard enough a little bit, but just from me knowing, Rag probably knows more than me on this particular. I think this was like 3 years ago. So the actual story that I read, he was in a 4-year affair. I'm not sure how true that is. So theoretically, we can say that while he was doing this video, he had a junt. You know what I'm saying? He had some, multiple people, whatever, kind of doing that. So, yeah, it's just, it sucks for him. Like, I don't, so you want to judge a guy, but I mean, he's kind of putting out there that, he has all the answers, so to speak, right? So, in return, he is doing exactly what he is preaching against. Now, if the 4-year affair is true or not, I'm not sure. But if this is true, this is just not a, my bad, I made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Had a 1 week stand, one night stand or something like that. This is more of a continual habitual habit. You know what I'm saying? If you have, multiple year affair, I mean, really you can say 6 months, but
in some states still, hell, if you live with somebody 2 years, you common law married. So
that is true. So yeah, so I'm thinking, let's give this guy the, kind of thumbs down, going in that, but I don't know the full story because I never really followed the guy that much. I'm just kind of now hearing the story now, but Rag, I think you may know a little bit more than me, man. What's up?
Man, I've said before and I'll say it again, like, I do not put my faith in any of these televangelists, people beware of anybody who's always telling you what you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like if every time you listen to me, if I don't say something, hey, we on what? This episode 23 we working on?
Yeah, working on
episode 23.
Yep.
So like in 23 episodes, if you agree with every single thing that's come out of my mouth, I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact in 23 episodes, because we've had some episodes where, you like, we don't agree, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be roasting me in the text messages on the Marco Polo, you know what I'm saying? Like, even in us doing it, but again, like, you're not placating me, you're not, oh, it's all good, right? No, sometimes you tell me stuff I don't want to hear, and sometimes I just be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It's tight, but it's right. So at the same time, you know, here you have somebody, you giving all this good relationship advice, and these women are listening, thinking that this is an example, this is the standard.
Yeah.
Or at least worst case scenario, like this is an example of the standard.
Right.
But you're not.
Yeah.
Like essentially you're no better than me. You're no better than you. You're no better than, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I guarantee you if your wife was to talk about some things that y'all have dealt with in what, 7-8 years of marriage,
going on 8, yep.
You know, like he'd be roasting you.
Yeah.
But he's clearly,
he's not.
You know what I'm saying? Holy Spirit, man, look at that pot. You know what I'm saying? Look at the pot calling the kettle black, man. Look at that pot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to talk about me and you're exactly like me or worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so
That's
women
tough.
eat this stuff up, man, whether it be people who host game shows and talk shows and, you know, mess up people's names when they announce them at the award shows and stuff like that. I don't say no names, but I'm just saying that books turn into movies starring famous comedians.
Yeah.
But they eat this stuff up.
Yeah.
And it's like, but no, that's just a money thing. Like that video got 1.6 million views, which means that, and that was back in 2017. So that means it's monetized. It means he's getting paid.
Right.
YouTube, you know, is paying him because he's getting a lot of traffic. I guarantee you, if you watch, it's got some ads on it.
Yep.
So
it's crazy.
You got to keep that money coming in.
Yeah. And
it's only when you can't, but you can't be in the middle though. Only way you're going to make money in this game, you either got to be all the way selling the BS or you got to all the way not give a F and just speak your mind. If you try to play the middle and occasionally flip-flop back and forth, you'll never be successful. So you got to all the way, I'm going to tell you everything you want to hear, which I believe that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Or you got to all the way be like, look, I'm finna tell you what's on my mind, and if you don't like it, that's a personal problem.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but again, I just hate it for all of his women fans.
Yeah, because I'm assuming his most of his audience were mostly women. Because I never, now honestly, when I actually saw him, I'm thinking, you know how you be on Facebook and you see certain people share stuff, and you know I'm believing some of my friends have shared, you know, women friends shared some of his stuff in regards, and we're like, you know what I'm saying, I want me a him, or I want me a Jackson. He say Team Jackson or something like that. Like,
I got something for you. Have you ever seen the movie The Notebook?
Yeah.
Why?
Wasn't because of me.
Exactly. Certain restaurants, have you gone there because you wanted to go there?
No.
You went there why?
Right, because that's where she wants to
go.
go.
So the niggas that know who he is, it ain't because it's like, ooh, this guy's beating down men and saying we're trash, and now let me listen to him. And no, it's not. If you know who he is, it's either you his homeboy, right? It's like what you just said,
right? And I didn't know, because when you brought up the other dude that be roasting the women, what, Kevin Samuels? Kevin, this is his name, Kevin Samuelson or whatever. And I think they kind of put him. Well, my wife kind of says how she was trying to explain to me basically what he does. He does kind of the opposite. Like he kind of roasts the women. You know what I'm saying? Kind of be upfront, honest with them, smack him in the face a little bit.
But he roasts men too, though. He
does. He's an equal opportunity offender. And this dude, Derrick Jaxn, you know, it sucks because he's the, I think I saw in the Breakfast Club, he's a donkey of the day, or DJ MV was talking about him or something this morning. Like, this is all news to me because I wasn't too familiar with him, but clearly from what I got, everybody that I heard had an opinion about this. He always exuded, he had everything together. You know what I'm saying? Whether he was perfect or not, but that he had all the answers. Your man cheating, well, this is why he cheating. You know what I'm saying? You want your man to treat you better? Let me give you 5 different steps. You know what I'm saying? To tell you what you need to do.
What Kevin Samuels was doing?
No, him. This dude. That's what I'm hearing. What he was doing, like he was giving people just game, just like in here. He was like, why men need to smarten up when it's too late or something. He give you, I guess, game.
As a man, like how you need to get yourself together.
Yeah.
But clearly,
right,
you're not together.
Yeah. And so I haven't seen it. You seen the live with him and his wife?
Where he was apologizing?
Yeah.
I ain't got time.
You check, yeah. Okay. I haven't. I didn't.
I mean, I've heard about that part of it, but like I said, it just when I saw it, I bust out laughing because again, I've seen so many people sharing his stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, sharing his shit.
Right.
Because that's what it is.
Say it.
It's shit. It's nothing. It's good for nothing but to be flushed down the toilet. Because the whole time I be watching it, I just be shaking my head. I just be shaking my
most
head.
dudes be looking at this, be having that little face.
Again, if the only way, like what he said, like now, if your woman has moved on, then yeah, what he said is valid. But if she's single, it's always a chance as long as both of y'all single.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, again, like, clarify. You talking about somebody who's still single, or you talking about somebody who done moved on, they got them? Because if they moved on, let her be happy. But if she by herself and you by yourself, okay, do what you got to do. Present yourself back. You know, at least give it a shot. Right. You know, as long as you still breathing, you got an opportunity. Now, again, if you done some illegal stuff, tried to kill her or something like that, you best just leave that alone. But, true. I mean, if you done just screwed up, you didn't handle the money right, you know, you cheated on her with it, like, because his woman forgave him. Like, so according to your advice, clearly, your wife should not let you slide. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just need, you had you a good one. Yeah. So you just need to let her go on about her business according to your advice. That's what I'm talking about. And I say this word all the time on here, the duplicitous nature, the duplicity that we possess. Yeah. I want to tell everybody else, let yours go. But with me and mine, though, we got to work it out. You see what I'm saying? Now,
for what I heard, I'm getting a lot of this information from my wife because I wasn't familiar with this, and she saw.
Shout out Mrs. Brown.
Yes, sir.
You're doing great.
And she saw something live, and she basically what she told me, or what the other comments were in there saying, is that his wife had those Will Smith vibes when they was on the Red Table Talk when Jada Pickett was talking about her entanglement. You know how Will was looking, and you look like Will wanted to say something, but he kept it PG to kind of keep the face up, you know, for the whole. That's what she said. She looked like.
Oh, she looked like how Will was looking.
How Will was looking.
Like she wanted to say something.
Exactly. But she was like, and no, I got you. I understand. Like, this happened. I knew about this. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying she wasn't finding out the same time the world was finding out. Like, she knew about this. We've been going through the process. We're going through it. And so, you know, clearly the woman has her back. So I think yeah.
I never, have you ever seen a public apology come out and somebody wasn't caught? No. And what I mean is, like, when Bill Clinton did his thing, like, he got caught. Right. Who was the last person? Just Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. Jada Pinkett got caught because August started talking about they stuff. Like, anybody who apologizes for their transgressions is only after you get caught. It's not like everything is going good and somebody say, hold up, stop. Right. You know what? Y'all been looking. Y'all think we got it all together.
I feel bad internally.
You see what I'm saying? It's you get caught. Right. Then it's this whole apologetic thing. Yeah. I haven't, and so I had to question it because I haven't seen it when everything appears to be good. Yeah. It's always after you got caught. Then you're so sorry and apologetic and.
Yep. And that's what it is. So let's switch gears a little bit here. Another one here on the rundown. 4 Republicans, what they say, the 4 Tennessee Republicans vote against removing slavery from the state constitution.
Yeah, and this happened. It was a topic last week. I don't know if they actually already had the vote, but they were saying that they were proposing it to be removed. It was not just slavery, but also forced labor. So if you're incarcerated, they can no longer force you to, like, you can get a job while you're incarcerated, but they can't force you to work, you know, for 10 cents a day or whatever, and which is nothing. You know, and then they still, you know, end up taking a lot of that, you know, what you make. What really got me was Ben Carson, you know, but I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I didn't know he was even in Tennessee, so
coonery at his finest again.
That was different for me.
I mean, and some people are just content with being coon. If you want to be a coon, like, be a coon. If you want to tap dance for Massa, go on tap dance for Massa, get your money. Yeah. You know, you're not Mr. Bojangles. Like, you know, I don't understand. And you know what's crazy? When I was a kid, I heard about Ben Carson's story. He came from nothing to become a great surgeon and everything like that.
Got a book.
And I think I even did a Black History project on him once. You know what I'm saying? I got an A on it. I wish I could find the teacher who gave me an A and slap him. But I can't because that teacher's probably gone on to be with the Lord now. You know, like I had to have been in like maybe second grade or third grade or something like that. We hadn't even moved back to Memphis yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I was living up near DC, yeah. And so like, again, I'm ashamed of myself. I'm ashamed of my parents for allowing me to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, he was
we didn't know that then.
Yeah, he was, you know, different in a different light then. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but then that just makes me think though, like, did he vote for Reagan? Cause like we still suffering from Reaganomics. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody like still going to college suffering from that. So did he vote for him? Did he vote for Bush Sr.? You know what I'm saying? Did he vote for who ran versus Clinton a long time ago? Was it Bob Dole? He beat Bush and he beat Bob Dole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, did he vote for Bob Dole now? You know what I'm saying? Was he with HW? You know, like, dude, it's just being Carson is just a disappointment to all black people.
He's different, man. And just to give some people some context on this, I put this article up. So for those that didn't know, it says, to make changes to the Tennessee Constitution, the bill must pass 2 general assemblies, each in the House and the Senate, first by a majority, then by 2/3. Tennesseans will then vote in a ballot measure to ultimately decide whether to ratify the proposed amendment in a gubernatorial election. Kelsey, a white Republican from Memphis, told WRG News he decided to vote against the bill because it added no further restrictions on slavery to the law. He said, I didn't think it was necessary because the Constitution already says slavery will be forever prohibited. A black Democrat named Akabar, if I'm saying that right, from Memphis, said the bill closes a loophole, which that's why he wanted to get rid of it. He says there's a difference between working and slavery, she explained. I've worked. I've never been a slave. So that just to give kind of a little context about it. Now, people that know me, I lean more on, you know, toward the conservative thought process. But, you know what I'm saying? I've always said that both sides, you know, have their issues or problem. Like stuff like this, just from my understanding and reading just a little bit, I don't see a reason why to keep it in there, period. Why have the gray area? You know what I'm saying? Even though we can potentially say, you know, we working a 9 to 5 now. We're in quote unquote slavery, you know, but it's not the same thing when you put it into that Constitution. So why not, you know, get rid of that gray area, you know what I'm saying, just because of how it looks, you know what I'm saying, if anything else.
I mean, like what the representative, what the lady said is that, and to what you just alluded to, like we have a job, but nobody forces us to do that.
Right. It's
like at any given point in time, you can turn in your 2 weeks notice and be gone.
Yep.
But when you're incarcerated, that forced labor, you don't have a choice. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like they're forcing you to do that, you know, or it's a consequence.
Right.
And so again, what a lot of people don't understand is that you have the Constitution of the United States or whatever, but then individual states, certain things that's why like you have to pay a state tax and you have to pay a national tax. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you stay in a state that doesn't have a state tax, cool. You don't have to pay twice. If you stay in a state that, you know, you have to do that, you got to pay the national tax and you got to pay that state tax.
Yeah.
And so to that same token, it's just like with carrying a gun. Just because you can have a gun in certain states, gun laws change per state. Even though the Constitution says I have a right to bear arms, depending on which state I'm in, you know, depends on whether I can conceal carry or not. So like with
New York, I don't think you can even carry in New York. It's something
you
like
can
New
own
Jersey.
one. Yeah, you can own one. I think you can have it in your vehicle or whatever, but you can't. It may be in your house or whatever, but like I had to look it up again. But like that's why Plexico Burris got in trouble. Like he had a jersey. He actually was licensed in Virginia and New Jersey, I believe, but not in New York.
Right, and that's what they.
So play. It's like an hour up the road. Like you ain't no good. And again, even though the Constitution says he has the right to bear arms, because Virginia and New Jersey said he had a right to carry his gun because the New York Constitution said he didn't. He had to suffer the consequence.
Right.
And so it's the same thing. The national Constitution can say no slavery, but the loophole in this particular state, you go to jail, you can be a slave.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a loophole. So if you want somebody to be a slave, all you got to do is get them incarcerated.
Right. Right. And that's my thing. Like, I think me having the context and knowing the little that I know about, they stuff like that. Like, you may have somewhat of a point, but why even argue it? Just get rid of the term and just, make it be what it be. You know what I mean? Like, it's no need. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I can't agree with that, but
And again, I mean, what it boils down to, man, is like, why is it? And it's not all white people, but as a whole, like, celebrate losses. I mean, think about it. We don't remember D-Day or the Victory Day, in World War II or whatever. We don't remember that. We don't celebrate that. Like, even July 4th was not the day that, we won the war. Like, that was the day that we signed the Declaration of Independence or whatever. But we remember 9/11.
Yeah. Like,
they remember the Alamo. You know what I'm saying? But, like, those were losses.
Yeah.
They want to remember the Confederacy. It was a loss. You lost. You're a loser. You didn't win. That's just like, I don't even remember the Lakers beat the Heat. That'd just be like the Heat celebrating because they lost to the Lakers. People be looking like you out of your rabbit ass mind, like you lost. We remember the winners. We don't remember why are we celebrating mediocrity and loss? Like, just let it go.
Yeah.
And that's one reason why they can't never get over it.
Yeah.
Because they won't let it go. It's just, you know what? Let's go and remove this slavery. Like, we need to get past it. Let's go on. You know what I'm saying?
It's bigger fish to fry, man.
Yeah.
It's no need to stick on that. Like I said, you may have a certain particular reason. It's like the other Republicans said that voted for it. They voted against it was like, he didn't see any difference between this term and the other, but it is a difference. Slavery and working are two different terms and can be, interpreted in a couple different ways. So it is what it is on that. And lastly, I believe this was probably, I know I saw the conversation on Get Up and maybe on First Take, about Drew Brees. Salute to Drew Brees. Recently retired, I believe, a week or two ago.
20 years in the NFL.
20 years with the NFL. Most of it with New Orleans. And I think we both can agree he is an all-time great, as in, probably in the top 10 quarterbacks, but I think what I saw in those shows I just talked about, a couple people, Dan Orlovsky, had
Peyton
him.
Manning's backup.
He was one. Yeah. With Indianapolis. Yeah. He had him top, and a couple other people had him top 5. Now, that's crazy to me just because Drew Brees, again, all-time great. Honestly, if he had another Super Bowl or two, I may consider different, but I'm going to give you my top 5. You know what I'm saying? Brady. Okay. Cool Joe. Okay. Got to put Peyton right there. I got to put Peyton. Elway. Troy Aikman.
Okay, you know what? No, hold on.
Troy, dog.
No. I'm not gonna argue with you.
I'm about to say,
what is one thing that all 5 of those people you name have in common?
They got rings.
How many? At least how many?
They at least got 2.
So for me, again, Dan Marino was all-time great, but how can you be in the top 5 and you have no rings?
Yeah.
None.
Yeah, that's tough.
You know what I'm saying? I believe the Super Bowl that he was in, you got blown out.
Yeah, was that his rookie year? It was his rookie or second year.
Second year.
Second year.
Rookie or second year.
Yeah, it
was a blowout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Again, you was young, but like you never got back there, and that's hard to do. Yeah. But again, you look at these guys, like yeah, it's difficult. But even in every generation, like what Peyton Manning played in 3 Super Bowls, won 2 of them.
Yep.
Tom Brady been to all of them, 10 of them,
won 7.
Won 7.
Is
you know what I'm saying?
Man, that's crazy, man. Now that I put it out my mouth,
right? Like
that's crazy.
You know, Joe Montana was in 4, 1 4. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Elway went to I think 4 and 1 2.
Yep.
You know,
Troy went to.
No, he never lost in the Super Bowl.
No, he went 3-0. Because I was saying we never lost in the Super Bowl.
Went 3 and won 3.
We lost a couple times.
You know what I'm saying? So like again, now why you say Terry Bradshaw, like you know, you could say any quarterback could have won with that team or whatever, but he went to 4. I don't think he lost.
Nah, he never lost.
1-4.
Yeah.
You know, y'all other guy didn't Star win too with y'all?
Cole.
Bar Star or whatever.
No. Can't even think.
But I mean, that was before our time. That was before we were born, obviously. But I'm just saying.
To the Navy, yeah.
Like, so you look at guys like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, Aaron Rodgers, to me, will not crack the top because he hadn't even been in another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that Mahomes, if Mahomes get another one, he'll knock somebody off the list. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to have all the numbers, but
he will.
He's already been to 2.
Yeah.
He ain't been in the league but 4 years.
Right.
He's been to 2.
And Roger Staubach I'm thinking Roger Staubach. I just not thought about it.
You see what I'm saying? Like, was that y'all quarterback that won?
In the 70s. He won 2 in the 70s.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So, like, he got 2.
Yep.
You know, like, as much as I love Steve Young, and Steve Young has 3 rings, but he only won 1 as a starter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the other 2 he got, he was a backup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so to me, I definitely think he's a top 10 quarterback because he's got all the numbers. He's got the most passing yards. He's got the most touchdowns. He's got the most 5 years of 5,000
the
passing yards.
Yeah.
He's got 54 consecutive games with a touchdown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like almost 4 seasons.
He called now. He called.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Like, that's 3.5 years straight.
Yeah. Yeah, he called with it.
You see what I'm saying? Because they're like that. So that's 3 full seasons and then 6 games into another season where he got a touchdown.
Yeah.
So that's hard to. Yeah, and I mean, if somebody do it, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. You know who's gonna be the guy to do those type of things, and then considering his size, considering like the last maybe 4 years he's had a top tier receiver, but you know what I'm saying, like Marcus Colston was good,
right?
But he only did something with Drew Brees in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like did what's the name? Now Joe Horn was gone, wasn't he? He never played with Drew Brees.
He was there at the tail end. Well,
he might have just been like played a season or 2.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
But that wasn't prime Joe Horn.
Right. It wasn't,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so again, he didn't have top tier receivers all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and again, you look at a Brady. Brady had 4 years with Moss. You know what I'm saying? Like Brady had a Gronk and a Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
You know, he just went to freaking Tampa Bay and had Mike Evans, Godwin, AB, Gronk again.
Crazy.
And even the guys that we know, like, you know, I don't really disagree with your top. I could take Aikman. I don't know that I would say Aikman off the top of my head, but I don't see anything wrong with it. But you look at all 5 of those guys, every single one of them had Hall of Fame receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Rice with Montana.
Mm-hmm.
Aikman had playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Who else you say? Elway had Shannon Sharp and Rod Smith. Sharp. Now Rod Smith, I don't think is a Hall of Famer, but
Rod Smith, he had
McCaffrey.
Well, when Elway won, didn't Demaryius Thomas kind of in his prime when Elway won
you think about Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders.
Yep, that's true.
But then you got to remember Indy
Yeah.
He had Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison.
What's the other guy's name that was on the other side?
I know
It wasn't because Garcon came later, but he had another. It was Marvin Harrison. He had another guy because the other guy should be.
He went to Miami, didn't he? I think he went to Miami.
Yeah. He played for the U.
He played for Miami,
but he played for the U. But that was their other receiver.
Okay. Because he be on that. He was on the podcast earlier on the I'm Athlete podcast before they kind of went in another direction. He was on the first couple. I can't even think of his name.
Reggie Wayne. That's one thing. He did play the U. Yep. That's what I'm forgetting. Reggie Wayne. And he had Edgerrin James.
Yep.
You know, so Peyton always, but again, these guys had, you know, they had Hall of Fame receivers. Mm-hmm. And so Michael Thomas possibly could be he's on track to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's on track.
You know, but he's going to have to keep it up for at least another 3 or 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
especially after this past year, he had
he had a lot of injuries.
He had a down year.
But I mean, again, you can't argue. Like I said, I don't see anything wrong with your list. I mean, at the same time, I could see somebody swapping one of those guys out for maybe a Bradshaw, maybe a. But like I said, for me, it's hard if you don't have multiple rings. You said it. Everybody you name,
yeah, at least 2.
Nobody only one person you named on that list had 2. Yeah. And that was Elway. Everybody else had 3. No, and
Peyton had 2.
Peyton Manning and Elway. The other 3 had
3+. Yeah.
So your top 2 had more than 4.
Yeah.
Then your next 2. No, then your next one had 3.
Yeah, the top 2 had 11.
No. I mean, I'm just saying, like Brady got 7. Yeah. Montana got 4. That was your second.
Yeah.
You said
Peyton.
You said Peyton, Elway, and Aikman.
Yeah.
To me, I see why you put Aikman behind him because Peyton had better numbers, like statistically, he was a better thrower of the football.
But Aikman was more talented, I think.
I think he was more athletic.
More athletic.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he had a better arm, but just being able to move around,
right?
Being able to take them hits
overall. Just like an overall, he wasn't a robot back there. But like Elway though,
he played in a harder era too. Like when you could lay the quarterback out because Aikman had a lot of concussions, which is why he retired.
Yeah, that's what put him out. So what's your top 5? So we end that.
As much as it pains me to say.
Don't do it. That's why I want you to do it.
Brady.
Okay.
That took everything out of me to put him as number 1. But again, Joe, 4-0 in the Super Bowls, no interceptions thrown in the Super Bowls.
Can't beat that.
You know, gotta love that. I would say 3. My first 3 mirrors your first 3 because I got to give it up to the sheriff. Yeah. Peyton Manning was that guy. And this has really made me think when you made your list because I probably would have placed somebody who didn't have the rings up there. Like you look at Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now, if we're going off making the most of what you've had.
Real.
Because he didn't have what none of them other guys had on no level.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like when they gave him a top-tier defense, he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. He had a couple good
receivers. He's made receivers.
Yeah, he had a couple good ones.
But we think about it. We didn't hear about Greg Jennings when he left.
Right.
Donald Driver. He made Donald Driver. Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
Like he made it. To me, Devontae is probably the best one he got. I think Devontae would be straight no matter where you put him. But the other 3, Aaron made them dudes.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
You could argue Favre. But again, when I'm looking at the only person, and I don't know who I would take out. But see, I could leave Aikman in and take Elway out and put Bradshaw in.
Yeah.
Because he's got 4.
Now,
his numbers ain't as good as Elway's.
Right.
But he got 4 rings. 4 rings is 4 rings.
Right.
And when it came time to show up, he showed up.
Mm-hmm. That's what matters.
You know what I'm saying? And again, when people say, oh, he had Liam Swan and Stallworth, when you really think about it, their numbers wasn't good compared to
right, the other.
people in the set like Fred Biletnikoff and you know. So I mean, like I said, my only change, like I could see somebody taking Elway out and replacing him with like maybe a Bradshaw. I don't know anybody else who's got more than 2 rings as a starting quarterback.
Nah, not a starter. And that's, like I said, that's rare. So, but like you said, if Mahomes wins,
if he wins another, if Aaron Rodgers wins another one, he got time. Yeah. If Russell Wilson wins another one, you know, he's got time.
Which he should already have 2. Yeah. We know how that go. But so yeah, that's what it is, y'all.